What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about what's happening right now in the 2026 MLB free agency. Insider Hector Gomez just dropped what the Mets could potentially be offering left-handed pitcher FRAMBER VALDEZ, who remains along with Zach Gallen, and Japanese pitcher Tetsuya Amaya, one of the best available starters after the massive and super controversial Dylan Cease signing with the Toronto Blue Jays. But let's break this down piece by piece because there's a lot to cover. The Boston Red Sox continue making signings for spring training. They're going to sign utility player Ben Gamel to a minor league contract with a spring training invitation. Gamel is 29 years old, has played 4 years in the big leagues, made his debut in 2022, was selected by the Toronto Blue Jays in the 2018 draft in the 20th round, one of Toronto's lowest picks in that draft. He made his debut with Toronto in 2022. After that, they didn't offer him a contract. He signed a minor league deal with the Blue Jays. And in 2023, they traded him for Alejandro Kirk's backup, Tyler Heineman, from the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the minors, he was with Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, and the Chicago White Sox. In 2025, he spent time with Milwaukee and the White Sox in AAA, 47 games in the big leagues, 105 at-bats with Milwaukee and the White Sox. This is the type of depth player, a utility guy, you keep in the minors in case there's an injury. Obviously, if he does well in AAA, he could get called up. If he does poorly, they release him, and nothing happens. Now let's start talking about the cheapness of the Milwaukee Brewers. Insider Will Salmon, along with Ken Rosenthal and Katie Wu from The Athletic, reported that apparently the Brewers are worried about their payroll for the 2026 season, and that could have them seriously considering trading Freddie Peralta. Let's be real about this. Brandon Woodruff, just to give you an idea, is going to make more money than Freddie Peralta. Woodruff will make $22 million, and Peralta will make $8 million. It's not like Peralta is earning 30, 35, 40, 45 million, and you can say he's the reason the payroll is inflated. Actually, he's one of the cheapest assets you have. Christian Yelich and Brandon Woodruff, those are the guys responsible for your payroll being large. If you look at Milwaukee's payroll, Freddie Peralta is one of the lowest paid on that team, along with Willy Adames and players on rookie contracts. But moving Freddie Peralta, trading him, getting a package back, I think could be Milwaukee's best option, since they're a team that doesn't usually pay players who are going to become free agents. Your best option, instead of keeping Freddie Peralta, who becomes a free agent and you get nothing, you could offer him the qualifying offer and receive a draft pick. But for now, that's what they're saying. The Milwaukee Brewers are in payroll trouble, and every day it becomes more feasible. There could be a trade of Freddie Peralta to lighten the load a little. It's not even that much. I repeat, $8 million is what Freddie Peralta is making. The Seattle Mariners are going to re-sign Casey Lawrence to a minor league contract with a spring training invitation. So reported Josh Tolentino. Lawrence is a veteran who's been around forever. 38 years old, 65 games, 6.42 ERA. He's played for 1 million teams. The Pittsburgh Pirates are going to re-sign Beau Burrows to a minor league contract with spring training invitation. Burrows is 29 years old, pitched in 2021, was drafted by the Tigers in 2015, got to be one of the top 100 prospects in Detroit, made his debut in the 2020 short season, 11 career appearances in the big leagues from 2020 to 2021, leaving an 8.64 ERA with the Tigers in 6 appearances. They designated him and the Twins picked him up. With Minnesota, 12.54 in 9 1/3 innings. He was with the Dodgers, Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies from 22 to 2024, 1 million teams, and he pitched in 2025 in the Mexican Baseball League. The Miami Marlins are going to re-sign player Tyler Schubert to a minor league contract also with spring training invitation. Tyler Schubert was put on waivers by the Mets. Miami claimed him. After that, they didn't offer him a contract, but they're signing him again. He's a player who really struggles with control. He allowed 3 home runs in 10 2/3 innings last year. We'll see what the Miami Marlins can do with this new addition. The St. Louis Cardinals are reportedly having preliminary conversations with manager Oliver Marmol to extend his contract. At the end of the 2026 season, Oliver Marmol would become a free agent, and Chaim Bloom wants to prevent that. We know that Oliver Marmol and several Cardinals fans have told me this. I'm not making it up. is not wanted by many of the fans. There are some fans who would like to see Albert Pujols instead of Marmol, or liked it back when Mike Schilt was there. Marmol was Schilt's bench coach and stayed on after they fired him. But apparently Chaim Bloom likes what Marmol does. They say he's someone who knows how to work well with young players, and that's exactly what the Cardinals need, someone who knows how to work with and develop young players like Kevin Cash or Terry Francona do. Oliver Marmol in his first 4 seasons posted a record of 325 wins and 323 losses. In 2022, he won 93 games and won the National League Central Division. After that, they were swept by the Philadelphia Phillies in the Wild Card Series, those Phillies who made it to the World Series. Obviously, Sonny Gray is no longer there. They haven't made that signing. Jordan Romero and Wilson Contreras could be traded in the coming weeks or months, so the Cardinals are going to have a pretty young team starting 2026 if things go as expected. I repeat, Oliver Marmol would become a free agent at the end of the 2026 season. The Los Angeles Dodgers are reportedly interested in a Korean player. Several sources in Korea and Asia have been commenting on this. They say the Dodgers have their eye on Korean third baseman Sun Ah-seop. He's a very versatile guy with good offense, but especially good defense. And the Los Angeles Dodgers, according to people in Korea, have him ahead of Munetaka Murakami and Kazuma Okamoto. The Los Angeles Dodgers are betting heavily on Asian marketing and Asian talent, and they showed that by signing Korean pitcher Kim Hyun-soo a year ago. It's not all Japanese players. There's also a Korean, and they'd be looking to have a second Korean in this gentleman. Obviously, at one point they had Kenta Maeda and Hyunjin Ryu. Both eventually left. But we know the Dodgers are a team that really likes Asian players. Also, marketing-wise, it helps you a lot. You have a market, practically an entire country supporting you. All of Japan supports the Dodgers because of Otani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki. In this case, Koreans are also supporting their countrymen, and if Sun Ah-seop arrives, plus you already have Kim, you'd be winning over a market that's not very competitive. For now, that's what they're saying. The Los Angeles Dodgers would be interested in him. If they sign him, he could very well be Muncy's replacement for 2027. Max Muncy becomes a free agent at the end of 2026. Insider John Heyman from the New York Post reported that the Pittsburgh Pirates are strongly pursuing Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto, among other big players in this free agency. The Pirates are also among possible landing spots, along with Schwarber for Mets second baseman Jeff McNeil. The Pirates are seriously entering the world of free agency for the first time in a decade, which John Heyman is absolutely right about. These aren't experimental signings for Pittsburgh. These are really good players, and they're making offers, which is what's important. It's not just interest. They're making offers like the one they made to Josh Naylor for $78 million. Let's keep talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers. As you know, one of their priority objectives is to get a closer for next season. Andy McCullough from The Athletic believes Robert Suarez, former closer of the San Diego Padres, is a good option for the Dodgers ahead of Edwin Diaz, since he would cost less money per year, and especially a much smaller contract than what Diaz is seeking. I remind you, Edwin Diaz is looking for a contract of $20 million annually, 5 years, over $100 million total. That's what Edwin Diaz is prioritizing, and Robert Suarez is talking about 2 to 3 years. It would be a surprise if he gets a 4 or 5 year contract. The Los Angeles Dodgers have everything to sign Robert Suarez, and they know him very well. Information from insider Hector Gomez has commented that the Mets are the favorites to sign Framber Valdez to a contract, listen closely, of 6 years and $200 million. That's practically $33.33 million annually. And if they offer it and Framber Valdez clearly accepts it, he would become the 4th pitcher that only Tatsuya Amaya, Ranger Suarez, or Dylan Cease would surpass. The 4th highest paid pitcher for 2026, surpassing people like Tyler Glasnow, Sonny Gray, Corbin Burns, Nathan Eovaldi, Blake Snell, Carlos Rodon, Robbie Ray, Luis Severino, Andrew Heaney, Aaron Nola, Luis Castillo, Kevin Gausman, Logan Webb, Shane Bieber, Brandon Woodruff, Pablo Lopez, Seth Lugo, Christian Javier, and only ahead of Valdez would be Max Scherzer with 42, Jacob deGrom 38, and Garrett Cole with 36. Now, if I were Framber Valdez and the Mets throw me that offer, I wouldn't think twice. I'd be signing with my eyes closed. It's a great offer. 6 years gives you stability, $33.33 million annually. It's insane. One of the best paid pitchers for a long time. And if Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, and Tatsuya Amaya sign these massive contracts, this is great news for Freddie Peralta, Brandon Woodruff himself, Shane Bieber, and Tarek Skubal, who in a year will be free agents looking for contracts like this. Obviously, you have to have good seasons, not get injured with Tommy John or something like that, because that could definitely knock down the deal of your life. But if Framber Valdez signs a contract like this, it's great news for the starting pitcher market, not only for 2025, but for the future. And to close out today's video, John Heyman commented the following about the Phillies. The Phillies remain interested in bringing back Schwarber and JT Realmuto. They haven't taken their eyes off them. They'd also be getting into the fight along with the Yankees, Dodgers, and Mets for outfielder Cody Bellinger. The Miami Marlins and Pittsburgh Pirates could be considering Nick Castellanos, who's still a Philadelphia player. He's going to make $20 million. The Phillies want to trade him, but he makes a ton of money, and it's not ruled out. They'll cut him if they don't get a trade. And Harrison Bader continues to be strongly rumored to return to Philadelphia. He did wonderfully when he was traded from Minnesota. And that's it, folks. We've reached the end. If you liked it, remember to subscribe, leave your like, and see you soon.